Welcome back to Wise Up Biz Talk, where they find a business lesson in everything and help you wise up. Let's get started with your hostesses, Em and Kim.
Okay, so we have Sniff and Scurry, and then who's our...
So the two little people's him and Ha. Okay, so let's talk about him first. Probably a lot of people might relate to him during this time.
Okay.
So he's the one that resists to changes. He didn't really like the changes. Okay, so he complained a lot and he's pointing fingers.
Oh, you know what my father-in-law says, and actually JT Fox said this at his
Yeah.
top 1%. When you point the finger, you always have 3 pointing back to you. So that's not good. When you cannot hold yourself accountable to things, and sometimes we don't, we want to use it as a way to deflect, be it in our business or our personal lives, you don't really accomplish anything by pointing fingers. So it's, if you see that something is somebody else's fault, how do you change that? You know, that's a good way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
But being him is not, I don't think I'm a him. Okay, we can talk about who we are in a second, but okay, so him pointed fingers, and did he end up starving to death because he didn't have no cheese?
He didn't even make a move at all, so he just sat in one place and wait. So I guess
And wait for the cheese to
Yes,
come. So that sounds
wait
like
for the cheese to
millennials,
come.
right? Like,
Yeah.
give me all the cheese, and the cheese ain't coming.
Yeah, and then his partner was Ha. So at first he was like him, you know, he just sat there and wait, but then he felt something missing. So he did step out of his comfort zone.
Okay.
Yeah, he did step out of his comfort zone, and he had to learn from his fear, you know. So there's a lot of fear that's consuming everyone differently, you know. So he had to learn how to overcome the fear, and eventually he did find the cheese that he needed or he wanted or he was seeking for in his life.
Right.
So that's a good part.
So do you think that people, so like, let's apply this to business. Do you think that people are always one of those people, or do you think they're subject to change?
I think that they can have a combinations of different personalities, and depending on, there's some people that's very comfortable in their situation that do not want to change at all, and there's some people that, you know, always want something better. So maybe at first, just like Hall, who took some time to realize that something was missing in his life,
Right.
you know, and then eventually they stepped out. So I mean, there's 4 different personality to changes, and depending on, you know, I guess the situation they're in, to changes, and depending on, you know, I guess the situation they're in,
I mean,
and their life experience.
Can you think of a time where, like, in Who Moved My Cheese, is there a time that was relatable to you? Like, where you were one of these and switched to another one of those?
Well, let's talk about this Wise Up Biz Talk, because we've been talking about having this podcast for like, oh my God, like years. Years. But then we never did start it. And then all of a sudden this pandemic started, and I'm like, okay, I think it's time.
Well, but also, to be fair though, we didn't talk as often as we did. I think we actually got closer after our meeting with JT Fox in January. And so we started talking daily, and we realized like we're talking about really good stuff and really things that everyday people would encounter. So
man, I wish that we able to record some of our conversation too as well.
I don't know, we will try. But we forget because we're already like so far deep in the conversation that we're like, dang, that was pretty good.
So as partner, okay, so this kind of relates to the story that we're talking about right now, okay? So remember him and Ha, they're kind of like partners, like me and you, right?
I know him.
Okay, so, you know, it's very important to find the right partner, or should we keep it to the next episode?
I think we're
Or
going to
should
talk
we talk about right now?
Well, I think what we could do is we can transition into the key principles of the book. So we talked about the characters, we talked about their individual personalities and things like that, but let's go into like the key principles. So the overall takeaway, what was the first overall takeaway that you got from this book?
Well, you gotta learn how to adapt to changes, you know, expect that it's coming, or like she said, build an ecosystem. So maybe one of your business right now is driving. So maybe you have to think of different values or different service that you can add to your existing business. So just in case something would happen,
Right.
you know, don't be too comfortable. So I was very, very, very comfortable. I was like, why do I need to work harder for?
You have to work smarter, right? We're at
Yes.
a point where we have to work smarter.
So I've been hearing about sustaining your business.
Mhm.
You know, sustain your business where one day you can just not walk away, but step back, but then your business is still running.
Right. Fire yourself from unimportant jobs, right?
Yes.
But that's all part of adapting to change, right? Because Kim has her own insurance agency that she works around the clock. Like, and she's just a hamster in a wheel, and she gets frustrated. And so it's like, okay, but what are some things that can be done? And she's been really resistant to some of the changes until recently. And so now she's starting to say, okay, I need this person to do this, or I need to hire someone to do that, or I need to outsource this. Because at the end of the day, you need to put a value to your time, your hourly wage, what it is that you would make based on the income that you have. And those are just, it's a simple calculation, you know. But I think the thing is, you know, the overall concept was how you adapt to change.
Mhm.
Either you do or you don't, and then how you do adapt to that, and if there's a pro or a con to that. And there's always pros and cons to everything. You should make a pro and con list. I learned that from a really good friend of mine recently. But I think the overall principle that I got from it was having the right attitude. You know, just being accepting, and you're gonna go through these stages of grief and disappointment and hardship. Like, nobody just has it together. I mean, we like to pretend like that, but we're all broken. Like our pastor says, we're all broken. We're all in the same boat. It's okay if you're it's okay if you're resistant to change, but you just don't want to stay there. Then you start coming into, is it him?
It was him.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
It's okay if you're a him and you're resistant, but you have to start slowly getting out of your thing. And just because whatever phase of your life that you're in today doesn't mean that that's what you're destined to be forever. So you just need to continue to grow with that. So I think having a good attitude and being able to pick yourself up when you're down and, you know, kind of working through some of those emotional times, I think is really important too.
Yeah.
I feel like some people feel like they're stuck in a situation, and it's up to you to change it. Whether you're resistant to it, if you don't know how to do it, you know, start educating yourself and figuring out how to do that. You know, as an example, and one that I use often is I'm a mom of 3. I have twin 3-year-olds. They're crazy. But I had to put my business on the back burner and just maintain what I currently had so that I could raise my babies. And now that they're old enough, they're in school. Well, not right now they're not, but normally they are. But, you know, then I can start focusing back into my business, and that's where my heart and passion is at. And then I also have a supportive husband who helps me do that too. So, you know, I was in a phase where I was kind of like, oh, I can't add anything else, but I learned very quickly that it's time to move into phase 2. Phase 2. So what's the other? I know we talked about a few other principles. What's another concept you took away from that?
Well, are we gonna talk about it right now, or are we gonna partnership?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you know that him and Ha, so they work together as partner, I guess. I don't know. That's my sense. So I think it's very important to find a partner that keep you accountable, that have the same goal and dream as you, because you don't want the other partner or a friend or family members, not necessarily a partner, right? That you don't want them to hold you back from your dreams.
Right.
That's important. That's what I got from the book.
Yeah.
So at first, him and Ha, you know, they were.
We call them haters, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what they.
So fire all your haters.
Fire all your haters. No, we do, because the thing is like if you are trying to move in a certain direction, you have all these naysayers. I mean, it's one thing if somebody's giving you constructive feedback and you can choose to apply that, but quite another if someone's like, no, you'll never do that. No, that won't work. You're just a dreamer, this and that, whatever. I mean, it's up to you to decide if how you respond to that. And you're right, as a business partner, you have to have the same goals, you have to be on the same page.
Mhm.
And we're going to talk about business partnerships in our next series because we are in business partnerships.
Yes.
And we are learning a lot about each other. But I think the most key thing about in this situation is having the same goals and being able to communicate those goals to each other so you know how to move forward.
Yeah. And then from the book as well, Hall, he was a very loyal partner.
Yeah.
So he went out there and started searching for his cheese, and he overcome the fear and the objections that he had, and he left messages on the wall for Hall to find, no, for him to find if he decided to leave his comfort
Right.
zone. Okay. And then when he finds small rewards or small cheese, he bring it back and share it with his partner. And I think that was very loyal of him, very humble of him to do that. And you don't
It
really
is.
see that many people or many
No.
partner that's loyal like that.
Well, and that's important too, is like not only do you have to be on the same page, but you have to have a sense of loyalty to each other
Mhm.
because business can get sticky and things can
Especially
get,
about money.
oh,
When it comes to money.
good operating agreements help prevent a lot of that.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, though, if your loyalty to somebody speaks more volumes, when you can, because sometimes one person's way up here and the other person's down here, and this person is going to bring this person up. Because you only both benefit, and then when this person drops, it's this person's responsibility to bring this person up.
Mhm.
Not just be like, nope, see you didn't come up here, whatever. But there are boundaries, right? Because that's not, like
But
if you continue to strive and be
Uh-huh.
successful, and this person's like
Just
just living off
dragging you-
comfort
yeah,
and
dragging
dragging
you
you down,
down.
then it's time to make a decision.
Yeah. It's time
That's
to-
for another day, another dollar. Okay, just kidding. Keep your dollar, but at the end of the day, you're right. Like if just say, hey, like kind of like you're gonna lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it.
Uh-huh.
Like just being true to your roots and who you are deep down is, I think, more important. And I think those people who are good to other people and do the right thing all the time always end up ahead in the long run.
Good
So.
comment. So let's end this video. So go to our Facebook. We're gonna have a poll. So let us know which character are you, or
Yes.
who your personality, or what's your personality.
And which character you want to be.
Uh-huh.
Well, let us know who you are. And then in the comments, you can type who you want to get to.
Yeah.
Because you get to dictate who you are. So just because you may not be the right person today, or maybe you are the right person today, and you got it all figured out and you're perfect and wonderful, well, congratulations.
Yes. So just have your running shoe ready. That's all. Whenever
Yeah.
there's.
Get your shoes
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah. All right.
Cut.
Thank you for joining us today on Wise Up Biz Talk. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and leave a rating. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Wise Up Biz Talk. Please share our episodes on your business page with friends and family so they too can wise up. Always a business lesson in everything. See you on the next episode.